Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast. I'm here with my buddy.
What's happening, everyone? This is Ben.
Ben, happy Tuesday, man.
Happy Tuesday.
It's going to air on a Thursday, though.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
That's all right, yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good, man. Yesterday was my mom's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. To...
Today was my dad's birthday.
Oh, wow. Back to back, huh?
Back to back, yeah.
Did they plan it that way?
Well, it's like my mom's the same age as my dad for like 1 day.
1 day, yeah.
And then, yeah.
Okay.
So, did they plan it like that? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, I don't know how they do it in Michigan,
I don't know, yeah.
It could be something planned from birth. I don't know.
It makes it easy because if I forget one,
you forget the other.
Forget the other. So,
it's a great point.
Yeah. So, it's their birthdays, and my dad I called my mom up last night, and my dad was cooking some fillets wrapped in bacon.
Nice. Some beef.
Yeah.
Steak fillets.
Steaks. Yeah. Little just kind of like medallions. Probably like what was he doing? What did he say?
They get them from the local Quick Trip.
This I think was part of the gift box from my grandma.
Oh, okay. So like the Omaha steaks.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. So probably some filet mignons wrapped in bacon.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So
solid.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He was pumped.
That's good. Was he cooking them outside on the grill? Or
He was.
Nice.
He was. So he got out. He got out and got after it. So interested to see if he does anything tonight, or if it's just a mac and cheese night. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
So
hey, you can do what you want.
Absolutely.
When the kids are out of the house and just got some time. Do what you want.
Do what you want. So.
Yeah, it was just funny. I saw my dad over the weekend too, and he just got a new. He retired not too long ago, and he got a new like wood fire, stove for outside. He said he's been cooking on that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I have to stop by and say, hey, let's fire that bad boy up and see what's going on. He says, he might get rid of his other grill because he uses this one all the time.
How big is it?
I have no idea. Like this was just like in passing, like he just mentioned it to me.
Just decided didn't want to send a picture.
Yeah. I was like, you got this how long ago? You've been cooking on it like every day? Yeah.
Just didn't want to mention it.
Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, I mean, we were at a wrestling tournament, so we were a little busy anyways. But yeah, he got a new one. He's been enjoying it. So hey, I might have to go check that out.
Man, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see if we can't like replicate it.
Yeah.
Get a couple made down here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing it and he's liking it, that speaks volumes.
Yeah. If he doesn't like something, he doesn't use it.
Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So I like that about him.
Yep, straight to the point.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so did you get a chance to get out and grill it all over the past week or so?
I did a little bit. I did. I kind of used something that you've done in the past, where I had a beef blade roast.
Yeah.
And I used the my cast iron that's got like the grates in it and stuff. The lines.
Yeah.
Pops it up a bit, and I seared it on there, and then I threw it in the crock pot.
Okay.
With some of the banana peppers.
Ooh. Just like a Mississippi pot roast type of thing.
Pot roast.
Yeah.
You did it, man.
Nice.
Did it again. Yep.
You did it again.
Did it again. I got some like homemade rolls from like the local grocery store.
Wow.
And I took some ground pounder and some butter and melted the butter with the ground pounder and then put it on the top of the rolls and then put those in the oven.
Wow.
Cut them open, then put some cheese on the inside too, so it melted, and then sandwiches. I was talking to my wife. I was like, man, do you remember ever having sandwiches like this as a kid? And she goes, yeah. She's like, no, honestly, no. And I said the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes I think we've talked about in the past, like growing up, it was like a lot of casseroles. It was like a lot of, this
I love
traditional, 80s, 90s growing up, barbecuing or grilling was hamburgers and hot dogs. And then occasionally like a steak and stuff like that. Yeah. Some brats around here. That's kind of what we did on the grill. Like now it's kind of exploded into all these other different types of cuts and different types of stuff. So kids, you're welcome.
Yeah. And my kids crushed them.
Yeah, good.
Loved them. Like my daughter, I got like 2 different kinds of buns because I figured she might not like a certain one. Yeah. And so she went with the bigger one.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So yeah, she loved them. So I did that one day, and then I did chicken another day. So I kind of talked to you a little bit about this, but I put them in some saran wrap and pounded them out so they're nice and flat.
So you chicken breast, you flatten them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I cut some of the fat off and cut them in half, and then I pounding them out, so everything's kind of that same size. They're nice and thin. Put them right over the fire, so fairly quick cook and stuff. And I seasoned, so we had a bunch because when you flatten them out, it makes them a lot bigger. Like seems a lot bigger in your mind, kind of too, right? So we had a ton, and so I used a bunch of different seasonings on different ones. So I used like our Memphis style. I used our all-purpose seasoning. I did our garlic and our spicy all-purpose seasoning together. Yeah. And then I used our new one downrange, so kind of that savory barbecue. Nice. So yeah, man, just kind of just run the gauntlet of chicken.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, man, nothing too crazy and stuff. What about you?
So I did a few new things. Neither one of those was on the grill or the smoker. Okay. But before we do that, before we forget again, Ben.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. We forgot to mention the winner for this week.
Man, did it again.
We did it again. So February, we're giving away our 2 new rubs. Our Southwest seasoning, and then our savory one, our savory dry rub. So I mailed out all the smash burger kits last month, so those are on their way. And so now we're picking winners for this week. So let me get out the list here. And again, to be entered in to win these things each week, you have to go over to burnpitbbq.com and sign up for our newsletter. And you'll automatically be entered into to win. And stay subscribed to the list so you don't want to unsubscribe, because then you'll no longer be entered in. But all right, let me pull up the subscriber list here. All right, let's see here. Just pulling it up. All right, here we go. All right, Ben, give me a number 1 through. Let's do 1 through 100, just to say 1 through 100 here.
1 through 100. Yeah. What Super Bowl are we on?
I don't know, man.
56, something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound right?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. All right. 56?
Sure.
Okay. All right, here we go. Scrolling.
Why not? I don't know. Is it 56? 57? We'll go with 56.
56?
Yep.
You want me to look it up real quick? Or
nah,
so
who cares? We're
you
fine.
Don't care?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm about where you are, man.
All right. Okay.
Man,
technical difficulties here.
No,
I didn't want to forget.
This is killing me.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay, here we go. All right, Rick Jameson.
All right,
Rick Jameson is going to be winning our 2 new rubs. I'm going to send those out to him once I'll shoot you an email. So Rick, if you're listening here or watching on YouTube, you can see us on YouTube now. Look out for our email in your inbox there, and we'll send you our 2 new rubs. 2 new rubs.
2 new rubs. Way to go, Rick.
Been getting some good feedback, Ben. I was out there over the weekend doing some sampling, and people are really enjoying the Southwest one because it's sugar-free, and then also it's a great seasoning mix to put on anything you want to have a little Tex-Mex flavor to. So got some good feedback on that one over the weekend.
I like that, man. I almost want to try some with some cream cheese, I think it'd be good. Kind of turn it up, change it up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations, Rick. We're excited for you.
Good. Well, I did get a chance to do some new stuff. The family wanted some shredded chicken, so I did use the crock pot for that. I used the Southwest seasoning on that, so that was pretty simple.
That's almost like chicken fajitas, kind of.
Yeah.
Chicken tacos, just shredding it up.
But we did put them on some buns, and then use let the kids sauce them up however they wanted.
How'd they sauce them up?
Sweet honey.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
With the Southwest.
Hey, it actually tasted pretty good.
No, I believe it. That's just I love that. I love kind of the way they think and stuff.
Yeah. It was I went to Southwest seasoning just because I wanted to see how it was on the shredded chicken. Obviously, it was really good. And then we had the buns already picked out. So like the wife was like, let's do shredded chicken. She didn't know how I was going to season it, so she already got the stuff ahead of time.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, let's season it with the Southwest, see how it goes. Turned out great. And then you got to pick your sauce. And they went with the sweet honey. So they put some pickles on it. It all
cheese too?
No cheese.
No cheese.
They're not a big fan of cheese. I'll be honest with you.
And they live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably why they don't root for the Packers.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they're rooting for the Chiefs this weekend, Ben.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So So yeah, I did that, but then I made a new casserole after I just got done bashing casseroles.
There we go.
Yes.
Took it right back, didn't it?
Sure did, man. Like, so I volunteered to make a meal for our local church so they could, feed people in need. And they're asking for casseroles. So I was like, well, I haven't really done many casseroles, so let's see what's going on here.
Should have called me. I got a whole
I bet you do, yeah. But I was looking for easy ones to make, but then also ones that might be a little different than maybe other people are making.
Oh, maybe something a little hearty too, alcohol casseroles.
Yeah,
let's be honest. Oh, I love them.
So I know other people are making like some of these like traditional noodle ones, with spaghetti and meatballs and all this kind of like all these type of
spaghetti like casserole.
Know. Yeah,
I've never done a casserole like spaghetti
with like noodles or whatever, So I decided to go something
almost like mastacholi.
Yeah, something like that.
I see what you're saying.
Some Italian type of casseroles. So I decided to go a little bit more hearty, and I went with the biscuits and gravy.
Ooh,
and
man, Greg.
And I was looking for something that you could probably do on the smoker. Obviously, you could do any of these on the smoker, in the oven, or whatever.
I told you I've done the mastacholi once out there.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's different. I don't know if I would do that one again.
Yeah,
me
but
personally.
The biscuits and gravy one, though, I was like, man, I could definitely do this on the grill.
Absolutely.
It was a simple recipe. You had some quick bake biscuits on the bottom, so it was a 9x13 pan. You cover it in butter or spray, nonstick, and then there's a layer of ground sausage. So you cook up the sausage, put it on top of the biscuits, and then you put some cheese on there naturally.
Cool. Okay.
Of course, yeah. Then you have some eggs. You beat up and whisk, and then you pour it over the top of that, and then you get some gravy, some gravy mix.
Okay.
Get that whisk it together. You thin it out a little bit, and then you pour it on top of the eggs. Wow. And then you put more cheese on top of that.
More cheese. Yeah. Good.
And then at 350 in the oven or the smoker or whatever for about 30 minutes until the eggs are done, and it's just a nice biscuit, cheese, sausage, egg bake, like casserole. So it was delicious. So I made one for the church. I made one for us here at home. And
you're going two for at home.
Oh well, maybe next time I'll have to do it because it's that good. It's just like.
Did everybody eat it?
Yeah, everybody had. Becky had some last night after I was done making it.
Oh, you just did it last night?
I did it last night.
Okay.
I made it last night. I was like,
there wasn't a plate upstairs, right?
I got some. If you want to try some, I got some left over.
Okay.
Or if you could just head over to the church later on.
I'll be there.
I'm sure you will be.
Passing out free food. Huh?
Yeah.
Sign me up. You'll be there too.
Yeah, maybe. Well, what we got here?
Oh. This is $3. All right. Take one.
Anybody get out of this? Yeah. No, it was awesome bake, and like I said, this is one I was trying to think what could I do here in the oven, but also would translate well to doing it outside, and that's one of them. A nice hearty biscuit and sausage one. You can definitely do that outside.
I want to talk about how you would do it outside. So
it's simple. It's the same way.
Yeah, but would you cook up the biscuits first, and then kind of almost like have everything layered, and then kind of put it out there to kind of catch some of that smoke and stuff, or like.
You could do it one of two ways. So you could do it that way where you cook everything first and then you put it outside just to catch some smoke. So really you're just keeping it warm
essentially,
or warming it up. Or you could do it where you set it at 350 just like an oven and then let it catch some smoke for a little bit and then cover it up. You know what I mean? Because I would be afraid, like, especially if I'm serving it to somebody else, like I want a hint of smoke. I don't want a huge, I guess, or you don't have to use any smoke and just use, your charcoal and then cook it that way,
or just smoke up the sausage a bit.
Yeah, you could do that way too. Do the sausage outside. You get a cast iron and
crisp it up
on the cast iron outside. Catch a little smoke. We got a lot of different options. That's the case with like any type of recipe that you're kind of mixing a bunch of stuff together. You don't necessarily have to do it all outside or on the grill or smoker. You could definitely do pieces of it. And mix it all together so you get a little hint of smoke but not overpowering for some of those people that don't really like that much stuff, especially if you're feeding other people. Got to kind of keep that in mind.
That sounds like their problem, Greg.
It is. But I used our garlic seasoning in this one, kept it simple.
Where'd you put it?
So I mixed it in the egg.
Gotcha.
So I whisked the eggs together, so it called for like 6 large eggs, and this was a 9x13 pan. and then a little like a half cup of milk, and then I put in about a tablespoon of our garlic seasoning in there, whisk it all together, and then pour it over the sausage and stuff.
Did you season the sausage at all?
No, man. It was plain breakfast sausage. So okay. I just put that into the pan, cooked it on the stove top, and got it into the nice little chunks, and then poured it over the top of the biscuits there.
Sounds delicious.
It was great, man. It was honestly it was tasty. It was, simple,
hearty.
Yeah. I could feel it. I
bet. Good.
Filled you up from the inside.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going for. I was like, if I'm feeding other people, I want to make sure they have a good time with it.
Good.
Good. But that's what I did, man. But I'm going to ask you we got the Super Bowl coming up.
Yep.
And we've been talking a lot about it, past episodes. I've been seeing a lot of things out there, like people asking, what are you making for the Super Bowl? A part of these, Facebook groups and things we're part of. I heard it on the radio this morning. I was driving the kids to school. Like, what is your go-to appetizers? So Ben, do you have any ideas or thoughts of what you're going to be making this Sunday if you're going to be watching the game at all?
Well, I'm not going to be home, man. So
You're going to be gone.
I'll be gone.
So in Green Bay.
Up in Green Bay.
Wisconsin.
For the home and luxury show.
Lifestyle. Home and lifestyle show.
Good thing you know where I'm going.
Yeah. I know more, about your schedule than you do.
Yeah, imagine that. You set my schedule.
As the main owner, I need to know these things.
So I'll be up there, man. So I know I won't. I'll be probably driving back and listening to the game on the radio.
All right. Well, you're going to be up there, but I know you've been trying some things out, and you have some ideas of what people might be able to do.
Man, when it comes to this, like I tend to go more on the traditional side.
Yeah.
It's like we have that, like I said, my daughter loves the buffalo chicken dip.
Delicious.
And for that, I'll probably, like I said, I think I'll smoke the cream cheese and then the chicken.
You smoke those two because those are going into the dip.
Those are going into the dip. Yeah. So
I think I asked you last week. I need you to break this dip down for me.
Okay.
Do you think you could talk through that?
Talk through the dip?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's super simple.
Okay.
So you have we usually double it.
Okay.
We'll do two, kind of a double batch. So, it's 2 bricks of cream cheese, and I'll be honest, man. What I really noticed the difference is, I've gotten kind of off-brand versus name brand
of cream cheese.
Cheese, different.
Even chicken,
maybe the chicken too, but when you what I've noticed is when you're using that off-brand stuff, you tend to get those pools of grease on top.
Ah, yeah.
And when I get the Philadelphia cream cheese and the Kraft shredded cheese and stuff, I'm not. There might be some, but it's nowhere near kind of traditional. If I get those off-brand names, there's usually a lot. So I'm taking a paper towel and kind of patting it.
So what I'm hearing is that going with maybe a higher quality product tends to make the cook a little bit better.
Yeah, Greg.
So maybe like you're saying, your cream cheese, or maybe the products like rubs and sauces could make a difference too on how the food comes out.
It absolutely can.
Okay, good. Just wanted to clarify that.
No,
to make
good
sure
question.
I was hearing it right.
Good question.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So it's 2 blocks of cream cheese. For chicken wise, I think it calls for 2 cups or something. I do more than that. I want it to be heavy chicken.
Heavy chicken.
Yeah, I like it with a lot.
This is a meal. This isn't just an apple.
Yeah, this is it. So I do quite a bit of chicken. And I think too that helps not be so greasy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I go a little bit heavier on the chicken. We go let's see. It calls for a cup of buffalo sauce. So your favorite buffalo sauce.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What do you usually go with?
Man, honestly, it varies.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Whatever's on sale.
Not necessarily. I've in the past, I've tried to make my own buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
So I've used. I think I mentioned it and stuff. But I use our hot brass.
Yeah.
To try and make up our own with some garlic and stuff like that. So
Sure.
I'll probably try something like that again.
Okay.
I think the last time I did, I put some honey in there, and it was just a little bit too much. So I might try something else.
Okay.
But yeah, you can use. Whatever. whatever your favorite buffalo sauce is. And it's like a cup of ranch and then a cup of cheese, like shredded cheese.
A cup of ranch, like dressing or like the powder?
Dressing.
Okay.
And then you mix it all up, throw it in the oven, like 350, and go in, continually, pull it out, stir it. Like, it's great. Nice.
Now, aside from like, maybe the chicken and cream cheese, have you smoked it all together like that before?
I have.
Okay. Yeah. How's it turn out?
It was really spicy, I think, the one time I did it.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it was good. Like, I liked it and stuff, but like the kids were like, this is a little bit hot.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit too much. That's kind of why I think this time, like, I'm only going to smoke like certain things. Like, I've also done it too, man, where I've only smoked the chicken, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Now I want to try it kind of with the cream cheese.
Okay.
And see what that does.
Okay.
So.
It sounds delicious.
Man, I love it.
What kind of smoke do you like usually use when you do it?
Nothing too crazy. I'll go light. I think if I were to do it like right now, I'd probably go with some of our Jack Daniel's wood chips that we have.
Okay, the Jack Daniel ones.
Yeah.
Now, are you soaking the chips first, or are you just throwing it right?
Throwing them right in.
Okay.
Honestly, man, I haven't been soaking them at all.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly haven't been either.
I know you and I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, like our buddy Steve Reichland.
Sure. Oh yeah.
When he was teaching us how to do these things, he always soaks them.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I would soak them because
Steve
told us to do that. Our best friend Steve. So we started doing that, but then lately it's just like, let's just throw it on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Steve.
That's okay. I think he's okay.
Okay.
So I don't know. He knows better than we do anyway. So
yeah. So maybe I have to go back to soaking them again.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to do a test, see which ones if it makes that big of a difference.
I don't know. Like I said, I've just been throwing them on. Okay. So.
And then how do you like to scoop them? Do you use crackers with this? Do you use like tortilla chips? Okay. Celery, anything like that?
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah, I'll pull out some celery on the side and stuff. But I do have, I did find this other recipe too that was like a buffalo, it was like just like a dip. And it's more for like veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I made it once, man. I don't know. It was okay. But this is kind of our go-to.
Nice.
So yeah, man, we'll probably, when I get home, we'll probably make something up like that on Monday.
Okay.
Just because I know if, like I said, I'll be gone. And if there's not like buffalo chicken dips sometime within this vicinity, I'm going to hear about it.
Okay. So
maybe for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Greg.
Yeah.
Maybe for Valentine's Day.
Straight to their heart, huh?
Yep.
With the buffalo
Absolutely,
chicken dip.
Greg.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
Hey.
So
that's a win-win.
Man, it's like I said, super simple, super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
You can do all of it, like just kind of like the biscuits and gravy, right? Like you can do all of it out there. You can do certain pieces. Like that's kind of the great part about it is you get to decide.
Yeah, you can decide like what you want to try out. You want to do it all out there. You want to save some for inside. Smoke some outside. Finish it up inside. Yeah. You kind of decide.
Or if you don't want to do it outside, man, you can throw it in the crock pot. You can just boil the chicken. Yeah. Like I've done both of those. Yeah, you never boiled chicken?
I've never boiled chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, my mom used to boil chicken all the time when
really?
I was a kid. Yeah.
Wow. I've never heard of that.
No, so then you boil it and then you kind of have some of your own homemade chicken broth too.
Okay.
But yeah, you just boil it up and then it just shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shred it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Yeah, I bet.
You gotta wait a bit.
I bet. Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just season it all up, toss it in. You can season the water, throw some onions and stuff in there too. Boil it all up, man.
All right.
I don't know.
Never done
it. I'd say it's a little bit quicker than throwing it in the crock pot.
I could imagine it's gonna get hotter quicker. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, never done that before.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to make it quick and
shred it up.
Just shred.
Okay.
Shred's real nice.
Nice.
I'm not it's probably my. It's not my preferred method.
Okay.
Is that fair?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're not boiling ribs or anything like that, are you?
Greg, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. But no, I mean, that sounds delicious. Like, I've never made buffalo chicken dip like that before. So, I mean, I might have to try that out for the boys. Like, I asked them, I said, hey, you guys plan on watching the Super Bowl because they're Chiefs fans.
Swift?
Yeah.
Who?
There's a football game going out on Taylor Swift concert or what's going on here?
What's happening?
No, but they both are Chiefs, or they're all like kind of Chiefs fans. So I was like, hey, you guys gonna watch the Super Bowl this weekend? Because I I could watch it, I could not watch it, whatever. You know what I mean?
Really, you don't care, huh?
Not that much, man. Maybe if the Lions were in there, I would definitely watch it. Maybe if the Packers were in there,
maybe
if the Ravens were like someone else than these two,
Chiefs,
something like that.
Yeah,
but I asked them, and they're like, well, it's like I put them on the spot. So I said, we'll think about it. So
just stare at you.
Yeah. So we'll see what they say, but that might be an option. They both like buffalo chicken stuff, and see what happens.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've done a few different things, like with like pigs in a blanket. Throw like kind of you can do it with the little hot dogs. We usually get like the smoky links.
Yep.
And throw a little cheese in there, a little barbecue sauce too.
Yeah, and then you put it in the crescent rolls, right?
Yeah. Wrap them up.
Speaking of little smokies, man, so I was driving in and I was hearing like some of these sports talk shows.
Yeah, I wanted to hear about this.
And they were talking about like grape jelly in the crock pot with the little smokies and barbecue sauce. And I've seen that a lot of times. Like when I asked that question, like on our social media pages, like, what are your go-to appetizers or whatever. I saw that a lot. I saw little smokies in a crock pot with some barbecue sauce and some grape jelly. I've never done that before. Have you done that before?
All right, so we've done it before when we've done meatballs.
Okay. Because I remember hearing about the jelly piece, but like I've never done it.
Yeah, so we've done it for meatballs.
Okay.
We made some homemade meatballs.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
So you make the meatballs, you cook them, and then you put them in the pot or you put them in the crock pot with the sauce and the jelly. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not like mixing it in with the meat. As you're forming your meatballs, you're not like putting like jelly inside of them.
No, I'll season those like how I want to season them and stuff. But and then I'll put it like in the crock pot.
Yeah, because they were having people text in, their favorite, recipes or whatever, and then this one came up, and they were just talking about because some people hadn't heard of the jelly either thing. So,
okay. Yeah.
Like this one recipe, some guy texted in was like, little smokies, some mustard, the grape jelly, and then like sweet baby rays or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, that sounds a little bit off the wall to me. But.
Yeah, but and I think there's some butter in there too.
Sure. Maybe brown sugar too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. I mean, yeah, it makes it a little bit sweeter, I guess.
Yeah, I've never done the jam, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I could see the flavors mixing together if you're doing like with the barbecue sauce and stuff. You get the sweetness, and then you get a little bit of like the savory of the the meat and stuff. But
I'll say it depends on how much you're using, right? Like, so obviously, it's not where you're just be like, oh, that's the grape jelly.
There it is. Yeah.
It's not too bad. Like I said, I've done it. Not with those though. I think that's an interesting combo with the grape jelly and like barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Man, I was. That's so funny you brought that up too, because like I heard a lot of people doing themed parties and making food specific to the two based on the two teams that are in it.
Yep, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, like, what was some of the things for like San Francisco? Was it like oysters or something? Like,
something. I only kind of heard part of like one of them, and I got somewhere, and I
didn't want to go down anymore.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't care.
Like San Francisco. I mean, what do you think of when you think of food of San Francisco? Like seafood? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
And I've never been to San Francisco, so like
me either, man.
So I don't know. I guess I would think seafood.
Seafood. Yeah. Obviously, Kansas City is barbecue, so it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, like that's the route I would go.
Yeah, some ribs or something like that,
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like something with San Francisco, like avocados or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Sushi.
Yeah, right, like something kind of along those lines. I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure this happens all the time, but this is really maybe the first time that I really thought about it, like heard that.
Yeah.
Like people make appetizers for like their
the
Super Bowl party based on the two cities that are playing. Like,
yeah,
I thought it was creative, but I was like, that's something I'm never gonna.
You're never gonna do that. Yeah, it's just not.
It's just
we got the classics we like to stick to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll try new things if we see something we like, or see something that interests us. But like, if I had to plan out for a Super Bowl party, like of cooking the city, like whatever teams are in, like That's a lot of work. That kind of takes, well, maybe. For some people, that could be fun, but for me, that just sounds terrible.
Yeah, right. That's right. I said the same thing. I was like, man, if I was having people over, like, phew.
You're going to eat what I cook.
Yeah.
You know? Otherwise, you can go create your own party.
You host next year.
Yeah, there you go.
I won't be there.
You bring it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anything else that's like on your mind that you're thinking about maybe doing? Obviously not this weekend because you're going to be gone, but coming up here.
Dude, so I found a big like a pork hock.
Ooh, okay.
In the freezer.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You don't know?
I looked at it for like 2 minutes, just stared right at it. I was like, oh, you died.
You know, there you are.
Stared right back at me. So I didn't like that it was, looking back at me like
right,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll cook you up.
Well,
yep.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so I was, I'm excited to kind of, maybe I'm going to try something like that with that, man.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then I mean, we've been slamming lately. I mean,
yeah, it's been a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's been kind of going nonstop lately, and so I haven't had a chance to grill like lately as much as I'd like.
Yep.
So I still have the chili on my list. I've been talking to my wife about that a lot lately. It's just weird too because it's like 30, 40 degrees out and stuff. And it's like doesn't feel necessarily like chilly weather.
Yeah, well, it's gonna start warming up here too.
I know
so
it's gonna get even warmer.
Yeah,
which is another reason to get out and grill.
Yeah, it's not
too,
a
right?
bad problem to have.
So yeah, buddy, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But definitely that pork hock. That
yeah, you
you.
do some research and see
I'm
what
gonna
happens,
have to. I'm excited because I've never done a pork hock before.
Okay.
Have you?
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
So
that'd
be good.
And yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna shred it, but so man, real quick, I saw this video and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Okay.
There we go.
So like this guy looked like it was done in a kitchen, looked like kind of more of a professional style kitchen, right? So not just kind of like schlubs like us doing this in the backyard and okay. So he was doing I think a pork shoulder.
Pork shoulder.
Yep.
Okay. Bone in, bone out. What's going on here?
I
doesn't matter.
didn't watch the full video. I'll be honest. Like I only watched like part of it.
All right.
Because this is like the basic part.
Yeah.
Like, and so he pulled it. It was like kind of fresh off the grill, and he had let it sit. Probably like let it rest for like maybe like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. He had it on a cutting board, and he said next, he wraps it in Saran wrap.
Okay.
Like that plastic
wrap,
and then like wrapped it all up twice, like
Yeah.
kind of got it nice, and then he'll put it in a cooler and let it rest then for like at least an hour.
Okay.
And then so I kind of went through the comments to see like because I figured people were gonna go kind of one or two ways on this.
Like that's a good idea, or what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Like, do you like to taste the plastic on your meat? Like, and there was a lot of that too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there was one guy, and so before I tell you what he said, I want to get your opinion on this. Like, what do you think about that?
So
have you ever done this?
I have never done that with the Saran wrap. I have seen it a lot lately. There's this one restaurant. I don't know where it is. I just see it keep coming up because that's how they do their brisket.
Okay.
Like
it's Saran wrap.
Yeah, they Saran wrap it. I forget the reason that he gave.
So,
I think it's moisture retention.
So the reason why this guy said he was doing it is because like when you just shred it up at the end, you get those chunks of like bark that's more like jerky.
Yeah.
This will tenderize that
it,
and keep some of that moisture in while it's resting, and break that down. So then every piece is more. There's more like moist than they're soft.
Yeah.
And not.
Well, yeah. When you unwrap it, and I've seen these, like it looks. Yeah. The bark that had set on top is now like wet, right? So it is moist, obviously. So like when then you shred it or cut the brisket or whatever, it's more of a wet brisket, on top, as opposed to maybe having some of that bark that's a little bit tough or whatever. I don't know, like I get it, I understand it, like I think.
But why wouldn't you just use like aluminum foil?
I think there's too much air that can separate then.
Because this guy, he did wrap it like quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're wrapping it with the Saran wrap, you're essentially you're sealing it, right? So I think if you do it with the aluminum foil, there's going to be air pockets in there that allow it to dry. With the saran wrap, I mean, you're wrapping it where there's no air flow anywhere.
Because this guy did it around. Like, yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's right on top of the meat. Where with aluminum foil, you're going to tend to get some space.
No
it's going to move around a little bit. You're never going to have that tight seal. So I'd imagine that's why they do it. It is almost like a science project, right? So you're capturing the moisture inside of there. You're allowing it to stay in there, but at the same time, then it's coming to the surface, right? So like breaking down maybe the hardness of the bark a little bit and softening it up.
I like the bark.
I do like a nice little crunch on the like the top, like especially like with a nice pepper, salt and pepper, crust on the outside. Like I like that.
I even like when I'm shredding and stuff, grabbing some of those pieces.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm talking about like brisket, obviously, but if you're doing like a pork shoulder or something like that, I mean, I do like a little bit of that crunchiness to it. I don't mind it. So I guess I can go either way. Like, obviously, this is working out for him.
So one guy's comments, man, was like, he said, well, this is like a professional chef's tip. And he goes, he says he runs with a saran wrap, then he wraps it in foil, then a blanket, and then he puts it in the cooler to rest and he says, I let it rest for 4 hours.
Yeah, man, I told you, like when I did my last pork shoulder, I let that thing rest for like 5 hours in the oven. The oven wasn't on, but I wrapped it in aluminum foil, and I tell you what, it stayed warm and it shredded real nice. So yeah, like I used to only let it rest for like 30 minutes or so, and then I'd shred it open because I'm going to eat it right away. Well, this one, my planning was like I had time like the next day before I was going to use this, so I was like, well, I'm done cooking it. It's at temperature. I got to go take the kids to basketball and wrestling, so I got 4 hours in between, so let me just wrap this thing and put it in the oven so it can stay warm. And I came back 5 hours later, shredded it up, and it was still warm inside and still nice and hot, and it shredded like it was a bone in, so I just pulled the bone right out, slid right out, and used my hands. I didn't even have to use forks or shredders. I just pushed it down and started ripping it apart, and it just came out real nice. So yeah, I mean, I guess again, like there's so many different options and variables that you can try out when you're doing these things. I've seen that too, with people using saran wrap.
See, I hadn't seen that before, and I was like, man, that's
At first I was like, it might be like the same guy, like we're seeing, like he has like a restaurant or something like that, and he's always doing his briskets that way.
I don't know. Yeah. I haven't seen it. This is the first time I saw it, and it was with just the shoulder.
And there's two camps to it. It's like, what are you doing? And then the other one is like, oh, that's a great idea.
That's how the comments were. Right? That's literally because I want to see like what people said about it and stuff. And
oh, that's not barbecue. Or, that's just you're baking it in the oven or whatever. So again, like we have our preferences, but at the same time, like there's so many different ways to barbecue and create delicious foods. Like some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, and that's just the way life is.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. No,
so I wasn't sure if you had tried something like that.
I've never tried it before, but again, like I'm up to trying something like that and seeing how it goes.
Yeah. I was thinking about like, I don't know, like I said, I have to look more into this pork hock.
Yeah.
But might try something like that.
Yeah.
Like bring it, and I don't know if I want to shred it or what. I don't know. Like I said, I gotta do some homework on it. But
okay, well that's good. You do the homework and then we'll learn from it.
Good. Test it out.
learn from our mistakes.
Oh, trust me, you'll learn.
Okay.
Well, a lot to share.
Well, good, man. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully everybody's getting a chance to get out for the weekend to maybe grill or smoke some appetizers or meals. If you are doing that, go out to our social media pages and share that stuff. We'd love to see it, or send us a message. But I'll be out at Flannel Fest on Saturday, which is the 10th, February 10th. For their activities and stuff. It's in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. So they're having a beard competition. They'll have axe throwing. They'll have some, I think.
You're not gonna be at the booth at all.
Don't worry about it. I will be there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Heard something about food too.
There'll be food, drinks.
Might as well not even take any products with you.
Yeah. I'll just put my sign out there. Be back in 10. And then you're going to be up in Green Bay at the Rush Center, right?
Yeah. Yep.
For
it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, 3-day weekend up there for you. We're starting to put our hand in different areas of the state.
We really haven't been up in Green Bay
at
all.
No.
So
we're looking forward to get up there.
be cool to be up there and get to talk barbecue with a bunch of people.
Yeah, for sure. So if you have a chance to stop by, come by, see us. Again, Saturday I'll be in Wauwatosa. Ben's going to be up in Green Bay all weekend long. But otherwise, you can go out to our website, burnpitbbq.com, and always find us on socials and stuff like that. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy the weekend, enjoy the Super Bowl, and let's see what you guys are cooking.
Absolutely. And then, Valentine's Day is coming up too.
Sure is.
So you still have time to get your loved ones something savory from Burn Pit BBQ.
Yeah. Give them the gift of flavor. Keeps on giving all year long.
Sure does.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, everyone. Take it
Cheers.
easy.